Well, welcome back. Haere mai, and I know that yesterday was a fabulous day. My head when I went home was, was processing constantly. I woke up processing some of the thinking from yesterday, and it was a really rich day, with lots of things that we're familiar with, but many other things that were quite, oh, did I do that? That was quite exciting. I think it happened. I leant on the lights came on. All right, so I just want to thank you, yesterday's presenters, for the sharing and level of trust. I think that it was quite special, the level of trust and the detail of sharing that we experienced yesterday, and I think it was a real step up from last year's conference. And I've had people saying already to me this morning that, you need to book a bigger venue for next time because, I have such interest in these areas. So I'm really pleased to see that it is that opening up of people's hearts as well as their minds, and I think that that's really required as we move forward. So I think some of the key themes for me were name the problem was one of them, that actually both in the examples of clinical inertia and racism and subconscious bias and how that impacts on health outcomes. It's very difficult to move forward when we don't name the problem, and it's actually sometimes quite hard to do because we're busy, and for a whole range of reasons it's quite hard, but it does. These conversations need to be opened up in order to have better outcomes. So I thought the call to action from John Whanga was powerful, and that the guidance to reflect on a personal level but also influence others, how we can each influence others and take people along with us on the journey. Crucial. Challenges around sharing power. So that's sometimes it is uncomfortable at times, and I've heard both Keriana and John Whanga saying it's not easy. It is an uncomfortable kind of a conversation, so I just applaud everybody here for having that conversation. And the implications around really empowering communities. It doesn't, sometimes it is stepping back, sometimes it's handing over power, and other times it's taking your expertise along and really getting in behind and walking alongside. So those are concepts we're all familiar with, but it was lovely to hear them really raised yesterday. So doing nothing in the face of need, the clinical inertia, leads to poor outcomes for those most in need. That was another theme. And how valuable working together and peer support is. I think that's an emerging theme, and we're going to be hearing more about that later in the day. So I know that those are just a few that I've touched on, but I'd now like to get you to just take a few minutes and have a chat to the person next to you and reflect on what your emerging themes are and what it might mean back in your own workplace. And that this is a primer for the planning session that I indicated at the end of the day. There's going to be a planning session. So just take some time now to talk to your neighbour.